There is an esoteric saying, which is, as above, so below. We're going to speculate what is above, which is, of course, is the sky, with some amazing new discoveries throughout the universe. And below, as we're paying more attention to our Earth, I'm Agneta Borstein, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this show, From the Sky to Earth. Today we're going to talk about the Astrological Society of Connecticut, and it's my pleasure to welcome my friend, my guest, and colleague, Janet Booth. Welcome back, actually.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I was wishing I could come back on your show soon.
Oh, yeah, nice. Janet has her show in West Hartford, Connecticut, Looking Up.
Looking Up.
Yeah, we always look at that sky and we bring it to the earth. So today we're going to talk about, perhaps some of you would like to study a little bit more, and where do you start, or what are we doing here? So we want to kind of talk about where do we go when you have done enough on the internet, and then you find a group. And our group is a great group. It's actually one of the world's oldest group. Honestly, there's a few in England that is as old as ours. And so we're going to give you good information about how you can get in touch with us. And Janet and I want to share some of our experience. For example, I just got this newsletter, and I have been a member for 37 years, as you probably have a few more years.
39.
39, look at that. And we meet at a certain place, and I don't know, I was involved with astrology before I joined the ASC, but some of you can hear I have a slight accent left from Sweden. But coming to America just opened up with so many good friends, and one of them that we're still friends. It's just a great place to find friends. We talk sesquiquadrants. Don't talk about that now. But it is a connection. We become more than friends. We also have something in common, but I let Janet talk about the rules and regulation, and Janet honestly have a lot of good Virgo in her, and she keeps us on the toes. And we have, what is that called, Robert rules?
Well, most organizations go by Robert's Rules of Order, correct, but we also have what we call our SOPs, the Standard Operating Procedures.
Don't you? Yeah.
Don't have to worry these people about it. That's for like how the board of directors operates. It's not like you have to worry about so many rules. When you come to see us, we're not like all about rules. We will say, don't throw your drinks into the trash, go dump them in the sink in the restroom, because otherwise it makes a mess in the trash. That's a rule.
Yeah.
But
No, I meant more like we are an organization of substance, and that's why we have 12 or 8 board member.
12.
So it's a board, and then we have a great membership, and you will stay with us and you will know how to get in touch with us. So basically, tell us how often we meet, where we meet.
Well, we meet from September to May, once a month for a lecture meeting.
Right.
And it's generally the third Thursday of the month, except in December when we have it on the second Thursday.
Because of the holidays.
Right. That's been our habit, and who knows? Stay tuned. Sometimes things change, because in February we broke our usual tradition. We tried to get a particular speaker, and then we got blizzarded it out. So we ended up on the fourth Thursday for this month.
It wasn't. That is those eclipses, but that's another story.
Well, I wanted to just encourage people not to be afraid to come to the Astrological Society, because all of us, when we're first starting off, we don't know everything that's being discussed. Like, I would go to lectures and I'd go, I understood maybe a quarter of what they were talking about, but you keep going, and over the course of time, you get to know more things. So don't be shy. But I don't know how many years ago, maybe 10, we instituted something we call pre-lecture. So before our regular topic of the night, we have almost an hour. It's kind of like a class. The cost is, incorporated into the lecture fee, which if you're a member, and it's $40 a year to be a member, all the lectures are free. I don't know any other group in the country that has free lectures for members. They're all paying a lecture fee. Our lecture fee is only $10 for non-members. So you pay your $10, you come for $6.15, you're going to get about a 45-minute preface. that will cover the main topics and key words that are going to be part of the real lecture, so that you're not like deer in the headlights and not knowing what is a sesquiquadrate if they happen to throw that word out there.
That's probably the worst one.
That's the worst one, yeah.
The good ones are the trines.
Yeah.
So there was that, and it is a good place because coming to visit us too is also sources that we sell books there. We have sources where you can learn more, and of course the addition to the internet is there, but you don't get that when you can talk to like-minded people, that you can throw out some questions, you can raise your hands during the lecture and have many, many things clarified. Of course, there's topics that a speaker, we have national, international, local speakers that comes to visit our where we meet right now is in Wethersfield, actually. So the address and all that information will be at the end of this program, so please stay with us.
And we also record everything that we do in our workshops and our lectures, not those pre-lectures, but then we have an audio library. So when you're a member, you can rent from the audio library. It's $1 for a month's rental per CD or tape. We have things that go back 30-something years. Some people who are great astrologers who have been dead a long time. Sometimes we have lectures from those people that you can't get anywhere else. Remember the guy who joined just to get Richard Idemann's lectures? So it's a wonderful resource, especially when you're kind of starting out in astrology, and maybe you don't like to, you know, just read books, or maybe you have a long commute every day. You can get those CDs, pop them in your car, and while you're driving to work and back, you're learning astrology. And we also have great food. I'm glad you're showing this picture and the cake, too.
And we like to socialize. Maybe we can get a little shot on this. We have another Janet, not Janet Booth, which is with me today, and she is an excellent little, you know, the preparation she does, very involved, and sometimes it's more or less, but she always does a great job, and we have little raffles, because pre-lecture, the regular lecture, and we have a social, have 20 minutes, whatever, we chit-chat about astrology, of course. And then we go back again, so it's basically a 2-hour lecture.
And you might go home with the flowers from the table from a door prize, or you might get a different door prize. Sometimes it might be Janet's Planet's astrological calendar that I write every year, or you never know what. But and we have used books that are both beginnings to advanced, so that people either donate to us when, you know, things happen in people's life, and we sell them, and with very good deals, actually. Sometimes just donations only,
right. So way back when, October 17, 1972, actually 1:44 p.m., Janet and I was not part of the original founders, but we do know some of them, and we knew some of them. But the basic part of an electing this chart shows that astrology can work, because it still stands strong, and some organization might not make it, but we keep being strong, and we are not affiliated with anybody else, so we have our own rules and fun.
Well, we get to keep all of our membership money. Like people who, other groups around us are chapters of a national group, and they have to send a lot of their membership dues to the national group, who just kicks some back to them. And they don't have very good money for paying their speakers. Like we pay our speakers really well.
We do.
They love to come to us. And why shouldn't they?
We have a very good reputation, actually.
And we don't have to charge our members much, and that's all because we have these New Age fairs quarterly, which are like psychic fairs, to raise some money for our programs.
I was going to show that
but since you got the chart up, let's talk about it for a second.
Why not? I'll let you do that. I mean, it is, you know, this I like right now.
Very nice.
Just Mercury is communication, so we stand strong in the public. We are a nonprofit organization. We make sure we fill in our tax forms, or all the different forms that has to be filled in.
Yeah, we play by the rules.
We play by the rules.
We have the sign Capricorn as our rising sign, and the rising sign is sort of what sets the pace for your outer personality, at least. It's very important characteristics, and that means organized. You know, I've had speakers say to us, boy, you plan your schedule out over a year in advance. It's like, and then we print up. We print up beautiful brochures, like hundreds of them,
and
get them out to the.
I got that from a speaker today. Boy, you organized. I'm like, because it's all, of course, volunteer. You know, for the many years that we have volunteers, because of our passion of astrology, that we want to continue throughout. Once we get, older, then we would like to just continue having this great chart to be continued and stay intact. So we do have new members. Every year there's new members coming in, and some people leave, but there is that solid foundation of our Capricorn ascendant.
Right.
And of course it's nice with a Libra ascendant. We're very welcoming, as I would
sun,
think. We make sure if you were new and a little shy, we make sure we come up and say, hey, how are you? Welcome. Right?
And you can see the sun is together with Uranus. Uranus is the ruling planet of astrology. So it kind of shows that we like to help astrology shine, and that's in the 9th house, which is the area of higher education.
That's true.
And that's also making a nice big triangle called the Grand Trine with our friendly moon in gregarious Aquarius, which is another reason we like to eat too, because we have moon in the house of our body. And that makes nice with Saturn, the organizer, in the sign of information in Gemini. So we are very good communicators.
And this would have been elected by the founder members to make sure that it stayed intact, and they were good astrologers. So we continued that message for them with the trine that we talked about. So I would love, I have put this little show together, and now we have A Spirit Embodies Janet Booth as a medium lodge at the 20th anniversary party, October 17, 1992. Isn't medium in vogue now in 2017? And here you are in 1992. You were just so ahead of your Aquarian stuff there. It is so cute. And we take turns being president. There's a 2-year term. Janet was president 1991. Until 2001. 1999. That's what it says here. And I was thinking, why I said that, it's like, when did I used to be president?
A while before that.
Yes. We take turns, so we have all that. But it's a sweet picture of you.
Oh, that was a fun little bit.
Yeah, nice. And it just so happened, this is a picture of me getting married 29 years ago during an astrology conference, during an eclipse, actually, a new moon eclipse at a point of contact. So I just thought I would share that, because 29 years, I've been telling my husband lately, that's too many years. We have to break up. But so far, so good, because I did time it. That's why I had to get married at night in front of families, friends, and so forth. So far, so good.
And that's your daughter next to you.
That is my
little
daughter.
And now she's a mother, and you're a grandmother.
Yes. And we all time it and have fun with that. And just wanted to share that. And what we also have, as I said earlier, is based on volunteer work. And the young lady in the middle is our current president, timing. The current president, Julianne Johnson, she is our current president. And we hope she will be the president. Maybe you're going to take over. We take turns. We flip
this
coins.
is her second year, second time around. So we got to cycle somebody else in there. I'm afraid it might be me next time. I don't know.
I think so,
I don't know. I'm trying to get out of it. But at any rate, that's our Jules.
And we had some volunteers here that, as I said, we record and we keep it on CDs or tape, whatever it is.
They were our recording king and queen for a long time.
Yep.
And now we just use a little digital mic that we just
now
put on the desk.
And, 2 of them to make sure they come. Janet mentioned earlier that our membership is very low. It's only $40 for the 9 lectures that you get to go to during the year from September through May. However, we do have New Age fairs, which we call that we started that probably 30 years ago. So throughout 4 times a year, we give our membership, and also outside our membership, of course, we have a huge mailing list. You can sign it up after this program so that you know where to get in touch with us. But so 4 times a year, our revenues goes into our nonprofit organization. And these New Age fairs are really fun. There is a lot of fun, unusual, and really beautiful people come together. We have, as you can see on this beautiful picture, there's like art with crystals on, but you can see that later. But we also have, of course, astrologer readers. Mm-hmm. What else?
Psychic readers, tarot, angel, mediums, tea leaf readings, just a variety of different type of psychic techniques, right?
All the different.
We have the healers that come.
Healers
singing bowls, put the stones on you.
Massage, Reiki.
Foot massage. All kinds of great stuff.
Yes, very great,
Then we have free lectures and presentations, like, just recently I did one on the eclipses of 2017.
Nice.
But, you'll find things on shamanic stuff, sometimes Agneta with her drum, or, how to meditate, or laughter yoga. Or all kinds of interesting topics.
Very interesting, and those are for free. Mm-hmm. And as a reminder, every time we also have one of us volunteering to give like a basic astrology class. That is a fee for that, but a small fee, and you get a chart, right? And you get your chart including with that, right?
And $5 off an astrology reading at the fair.
Yeah.
And all the readings are 20 minutes for $25.
Right.
So when you sign up for your class and get your $5 off, you're now paying $30. You're getting a class and a reading and your chart printout. Mm. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And that is all for the benefit of our nonprofit organization. So.
And we have refreshments there because we like to eat.
Yes. The refreshments.
Gotta have food.
And it's a great place too in Wethersfield. We will get to that.
Another thing I want to mention, too, is with your membership dues, you get the rental privileges, like I said, from the audio library.
Yeah.
Also, we usually have 2, sometimes 3 workshops during the year, which would be an all-day Saturday thing following that Thursday night lecture, usually the same speaker.
Right.
And you get a discount also on your workshop fee, so $40 instead of $50. It's so worth it. Even if you only make it to 3 or 4 meetings a year, it's very worth it. We have people that join just to get the workshop discount, and maybe they come to 1 lecture.
Yeah. And it is to not promote astrology. We have a saying, it is to educate the public about astrology. Isn't that our mission?
Yes.
That's our main focus, whatever it is about the nonprofit organization, but to educate the audience, people, about the art of astrology.
And you know what else we have?
What else?
Wait, there's more.
No.
We have the Speaker Bureau.
That too.
You have an organization, a school class, a Rotary Club, or whatever. We'll send one of our senior people out who can speak on all kinds of different topics about astrology, for whatever you can contribute for us, or if you can't even contribute. But that's part of our mission, to spread the word of astrology.
Yes, that is the basic foundation or the intent for it, and we continue that very seriously as a commitment to that. And membership comes in and out, people change their lives, but we have a good basic foundation on this nonprofit organization. What we have here, if we can get a shot on this very fun things that we started, how many years ago is that?
I don't know.
So
probably in the 80s or the 90s.
I just want to share this, the infamous ASC tablecloth visiting speaker sign. So one of our members take her little Virgo art by sewing it, hand stitch it. And it is a fun thing to have. We would like to have it in a museum one day.
Yes,
Right?
some very famous astrologers have signed this tablecloth, and some that are totally unknown, like you and me.
No, I was going to say, Janet
yes.
and I am
we're
also
both on there.
honored.
Yes, yes.
Of course.
But we're currently working, and we have been working for a few years, on a cookbook that is going to be called The Astrologer's Table.
Yum,
And the
yum.
cover is going to have a picture from our tablecloth on it.
Beautiful.
And it's organized by sign, so there's recipes for each different sign, and also a birthday cake for each of the different signs.
I didn't know that. I forgot about
12
that.
birthday cakes, yes. So we hope that we'll have this out. We hope by November of this year for Christmas sales and the November New Age Fair. That's the aim.
So tell me more about these cakes. I don't know how I missed that.
Oh, you
what
must have
about
missed
the
that board
Taurus?
meeting.
So I'm a Gemini, but Taurus needs a lot of frosting.
Oh, yeah.
So we
that'll
take
be
that?
Very sugary, yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
bet.
you get over to Virgo, it might be like carrot cake, something healthy, you know.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Very good. So I think that for now, and we might go back to look a little bit about the chart, but if some of you have joined us today from the sky to earth, our address is, of course, the Astrological Society of Connecticut. Inc. Corporation, we got to do it right. P.O. Box 402, Rocky Hill, Connecticut, 06067. Our phone hotline is 860-568-8617. And we, of course, have the webpage, myasc.org. And our quite busy Facebook page is the address of facebook.com/myasc.
She does the Facebook
I
page.
do. I like it there.
I do the newsletters.
Oh, the newsletter.
But,
We have newsletter, keeping in touch with everybody.
But I do want to mention, it's not really a hotline. Hotline almost implies like somebody's waiting to talk to you, like if you have a hot question and you got to, help me not commit suicide. No, it's not that kind of a hotline. It's an info line. It just gives an announcement about our program and the opportunity for you to leave a message. Nobody is answering that phone.
Oh, we don't know.
But it's right on my desk with the ringer turned off.
Okay. Well, she's the info line, but she's pretty hot anyway. I thought I had read that somewhere, but that's me.
Oh, you're so
Busy.
funny.
Yeah. So
and look at
anytime
the
you want
telescope.
to.
We have for our members and guests
right.
only a picnic in the summer where we get the telescope out, your friend Jamie King, and we look at things like Venus. Did you know it has phases? It's like a full Venus or a half Venus, and it still looks very bright when it's a half Venus.
That was
and we look at
beautiful.
Mars and Saturn and Jupiter and anything we can get our hands on. It's wonderful.
Yeah. We do that in the summertime, usually.
Yes.
So basically, like we mentioned, if you just joined us, we meet throughout September through May, and then we have a party in July or August or July. Holiday party in December. And we would love to see you there. So if you need some information, you can call the info line or find us on the Facebook or on our webpage.
And we'd love to come to your group and talk. If you don't come to us, we'll come to you.
Yeah. So when there is I just want to conclude this small session here about that. There is a time for everything, and that is we are actually turning 45 years old in October, as in the fall of 2017, which is a milestone for us too. We have had big conferences, but the time is such as we're just going to have a party, for us. We're not going to, we have had big conference in the conference, but now we tend to sometimes go to other major conferences. But it's also the fact that this chart stays tagged, so our purpose for Janet and I to share the information about the Astrological Society of Connecticut is for you to encourage, because you might know, what's your sun sign and what is your moon sign? And you would just dwell and be able to learn just a little bit more with a lot of fun, with a great organization. So Anything else you like to add?
And maybe just start by coming to a New Age fair and come to the basics of astrology class. And many times one of our free lectures is also on an astrological topic. So that's a very friendly way to just dip your feet in.
Right, and we do have them in May. Do you remember May 7th?
I think yes, it's May 7th. It's May 7th. It's the
August.
Sunday before Mother's Day, and then we have August the 3rd Sunday in August, and that'll be.
I think I had something with me before.
That will be the 20th.
Yep. So that is right, Janet. That's a nice way to get introduced to it.
200 Main Street, Wethersfield, in the historic district. Free parking, free admission to these fairs,
and free lectures.
Yeah, bring cash.
Yep.
We're going to probably get the thing to run credit cards, but bring cash.
Yeah. Well, we accept.
We want your money.
So it is that way that when you find an organization, just bring me back to the first time I came to a lecture. It was a tallest man, Noel Till. So I come here to America, and I go to this astrology, which I was always fascinated since I was a young girl. But my very first lecture was this extremely tall man who used to be an opera singer.
Yes.
And
Dramatic.
he was loud, but very good. He's still around, he still teaches, and he's still loud and outspoken. But the first impression of astrology might have sat with some of you, but then you didn't know what to do. So the purpose of our program tonight, From the Sky to Earth, was to introduce you to that where can you go. So we do want to hope to find you. It was my pleasure to have Janet Booth today as a guest. You can give her a call on 860-232-4670 or go under astrologybooth.com. You can find me on agnetaborstein.com. So we do want to thank you for staying with us, and we so want to see you. It would be fun, and please introduce yourself.
Please.
And we do want to thank Nutmeg Television for allowing and be able to bring this information to you. So thank you, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.
Yes.